Hey, it's me, Ivan Hunt, the host of Keep It Moving, coming live to you from Miami, Florida. My guest today is none other than Bridgette Simmonds, Bridgette, the Go Coach.
Hey.
Hey. So, Bridgette, this is the post wrap-up show. We just had our interview. So if you're interested in hearing the first part of the interview, go to ctrnetwork.com/Ivan Hunt, or you can go to ivanhunt.com, keep it moving. So, Bridgette, what is the best thing that you like about coaching?
Oh my gosh. So many things. You want me to pick one thing?
No, pick three. How about that?
Well, first I want to say I only have one earring in because the other earring was hitting the microphone. So just in case your viewers are ladies and they were wondering, oh my gosh, she has one earring. That's why.
Wow. Wow. You just said a lot.
Important things. So the top three things I love about coaching is I love to experience people in their moments of transformation. That is the most juiciest, fantastic experience that I think outside of being born that anyone can ever have. It is like a rebirth of that person. And that is the most fantastic, spectacular thing. The second thing I love about it is that it allows me to live the life that I love to live, which is a life of true freedom. Like, for example, this week I live in Tampa, Florida, and a friend is here in Phoenix, and I wanted to come, so I came. So I can really work and be anywhere that I want to be, which is pretty awesome. And the third thing I love about coaching is that it's just natural to me to do. It doesn't take a lot of effort. And that it's the coolest thing to me that all of us have that ability to do something that comes so natural to us.
I want to share a story with my listeners and viewers about Bridgette and what she said regarding that transformational moment. So the first weekend of our first module, the first day, I'm typically an introvert, and I shy away when people have a tendency to fall back and fade to black. And I let it be known the first day of the module. The third day, I had started my tendency. I started drifting towards the back of the class, away from everybody, and obviously Bridgette picked up on it. And so the question came up about, how do you become a networker? How do you improve in networking if you're an introvert? She said, oh, great, come on up to the front. And I was like, oh man, here we go. And, she walked me through a process that really, really identified a lot of things that I had held inside for a long time. A lot of insecurities, a lot of doubts, a lot of self-depreciation and self-judgment towards myself. And so if you ever seen one of those conferences like Tony Robbins, and you see that person that's up there crying their little eyes out, that was me. that I'll never forget Bridgette just for that moment. What do you like about teaching coaching?
Oh gosh. Because the top three things I just named about coaching that I love, that human transformation, the ability to have a life that is free, and the fact that it comes naturally to some, the fact that there's more people like me that have that ability, and being able to multiply that number of people to be deployed onto this earth to serve humanity is the most amazing and powerful gift that I get in teaching other people how to do this thing called coaching, particularly because of the world that we live in right now. We are going through a planetary transformation where a lot of things are coming to a head. Racial inequality, and where it's been in the United States for so long. Gun violence, not only in schools, but among people. I mean, yesterday with the YouTube domestic dispute where it was brought to work, people are angry, people are committing suicide at high rates, children. We're in a place and space in time where the beauty and the power of coaching, of people connecting with other people in order to get them to tap into the heart of themselves and to remember who they are and how powerful they are, is paramount in the times we live in. So being able to impart how to do that in the most powerful, constructive way to other people who desire to do that is a great gift.
And I'm kind of glad you brought up the racial environment a little bit. This part of the show is a little bit more freewheeling. I try to be respectful of the network. What if you were to coach someone that was biased towards a particular race? How would you coach that person?
Well, first, it would depend on what they wanted to be coached about. If they wanted to be coached around the bias to change, is that what you're after, maybe?
Let's say they don't want to change. So I just say point blank. Let's say it's Donald Trump.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll see. This is a challenging question, Ivan.
It is.
As you know, with coaching, as a coach, I hold my client's agenda. That's the client's agenda. My agenda has nothing to do with it. Okay. So if it was Donald Trump and he wanted to be coached, my first question would be, what do you want to be coached around? So I'm going to play with your question around racial bias. And let's just say that Donald Trump called me to coach him because he was reading in headlines how he's racially biased and he doesn't want to be seen that way anymore.
Okay.
Let's just play with that.
Okay.
So let's say that he called me and I said, wow, okay, Trump.
That's a shock. That's beginning.
Yeah, all right, let's do this. So you read the headlines that you don't want to be seen like that anymore. I would ask questions around, okay, well, how do you want to be seen? And if we're going to continue with this fantasy, and he said, well, I want to be seen that I don't have that bias. Then I would dig into, okay, where do you think that comes from? Because the truth of the matter is all of us humans, Donald Trump included, have a way that we see the world. Right. And the way that we see the world is built on our socialization. And if we're socialized and we're surrounded by people who have certain views around other groups of people that look a certain way, then it's no surprise that we're going to feel that way around other people or about other people. Now, if you want to change that, then I would really explore, what way do you wish to be seen? And if you wish to be seen in a different way, then who do you need to become in order to be seen in that way? What characteristics would you embody? And I would work with that person to help them embody those characteristics.
So I hear a lot of visionary work. Like I see, when I'm watching you, it seems like you're creating this picture visually as to, to try to plant that seed of vision in that person's head. What tools then? We'll skip Donald Trump. I'm not going to spend that much time on him on my show, but that's the beauty of it. It's why I can do what I want.
You can do what you want to do.
That's my freedom.
Your thing.
I think a lot of times people in the process of change, right? They struggle with the vision. They have the fortitude, they have the drive, but maybe the clarity around the vision. So what tools do you use or offer to clients to help them to visualize, where they are to where they want to be and go?
Great question. So as you correctly stated, that vision is something that's at the center of a lot of my coaching, because what vision is, or images, I should say, images are the language of the subconscious. This is why, yeah, absolutely. Images are the language of the subconscious. This is why advertisements are advertising is $1 billion industry. It's because these companies, if they put an image in front of us humans, it is speaking to subconscious and it is telling our subconscious a story. In fact, I'm here in this hotel and this is right in front of me. So this image conjures up so many things for someone. It could conjure up, oh my gosh, relaxation, I'm stressed, I need to be here. And so how I help a person who is struggling to create and concoct a vision for themselves is I get to the core of what they want to feel. Because that's at the core of a vision, is the things that we want to do, the things that we want to have, the things that we want to be, all are because we think it'll make us feel a certain way. Right. If I wanted this, or if I didn't have a picture of this in my mind, but I said, oh, I so want a vacation. It's a feeling that I think that vacation is going to give me. And it could be a feeling of peace. It could be a feeling of serenity. I may want to reduce my stress. And that is what the person actually wants. It's not the thing. A picture just becomes a an anchor or a reminder of that's what I'm shooting for, that's what I'm aiming for. But I first get my clients in touch with, what do you want to feel? What emotion do you wish to have right now? And then that's the secret of it, is they don't even have to get the thing that they're aiming for. Goals and trying to attain something down the road is a fun experience, and it's the becoming of who we are when we're after that thing. But really, it's, how do I want to feel right now today, and how can I get that feeling right now today?
So tell our listeners a little bit about your vision board workshops that you have.
Yes, absolutely. So it's transitioned to a thing called Visionology.
Okay.
So that is now my experience in visioning. So I started my coaching business with my vision board workshops because in my study of vision and the power of vision, it was something that I wished to impart on people, because when you understand that visually we create our future, and visually we create our present, then it becomes such a powerful experience. So I love to have people gather for a day-long workshop, and I teach you about vision. I teach you about what I just shared around, it's the emotions that you want to evoke. It's how you want to feel. It's what you want to experience. And then at the end of the experience, you then create a vision board, which is typically just pictures cut out of either a magazine or words and statements that become the anchor to that emotion that you wish to feel and that thing that you want to experience. And I got to tell you, Ivan, it's the most fun thing to hear people come back year after year and say, everything on my board came true.
Right.
Everything. And even I have my own vision boards. I have one for personal and one for business. And so far, every time I look at that board, every single thing on that thing has come true. I have a picture of Oprah that's been sitting on my vision board for a while. And I was so fortunate, out of the blue this past February, to go see Oprah live at the Apollo Theater in New York. So
I saw that on
yeah. So it works.
Yeah.
If you put something in your mind, and it also works the opposite way. If I put something in my mind that I'm scared of experiencing, or I hope that my loved ones never get hurt, or, oh my gosh, I'm so scared, it works in that way as well, where we can actually actualize something that we're envisioning that we don't want to happen. So it's understanding what visionology is understanding the power of vision and knowing how to put it in a way that you're experiencing the greatest things of life versus the things that you're afraid of.
Now, do you have like a outside of now, is the workshop just an in-person workshop, or do you offer like a webinar or online visionary?
Yeah, good. Visionology is right now, it's only in person.
Okay.
But I have plans to create it and make it an online experience, because I have so many people and followers across the globe that would love to experience it. But nothing replaces in-person experiences. So
Agreed.
See how that works. Yeah.
Agreed. What's the thing you miss the most about corporate?
The people that I worked with, that's it. And I see them about once a quarter. We still get together, so I don't even miss it that much. But other than that, I don't miss a thing.
I've had a conversation too a couple of times. It's like, I can't picture myself now going back, just because of all the things I've learned, having to be on my own, and really take on that thought process of the whole entire, not just coaching, but entrepreneurship.
It really is a becoming of a different person. I will say, I take that back. I do miss my company car. I miss having a car. I don't have to care about the maintenance, the gas, the insurance. That was cool. But you know what? I'll sacrifice that for my own thing.
I hear you. So for coaches, all right, so this question is just for coaches. What a coach that's trying to leave corporate and start their own coaching practice, what would be your best advice? Not your own experience per se, but your best advice as to what they're about to encounter or embark on.
I would say that to enjoy the ride and to not overthink it at all, to serve serve, serve, serve. It's actually not even just relegated to coaching, it's life. And it's a universal law that you give and then you receive.
Right.
And a lot of times when people are starting businesses, be it coaching businesses or other businesses, they become very self-serving and want to sell. Of course, we want to sell our product and our service. The point of being in business is to make money.
Mm-hmm.
However, my best advice is when you serve over and over and over again from a place of love, it will come back. You can't serve from a place of fear. You can't serve from a place of doubt. It's just, I know how to coach. I coach, so I'm going to coach you and I'm going to serve you.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, that is how my business has become what it's become, is because I lead with service. So I would say that's my best advice.
Okay. What are your top 5 values as a businesswoman?
Service,
Mm-hmm.
love,
Mm-hmm.
connection,
Okay.
freedom, and flexibility.
Flexibility. Okay. And I'm assuming flexibility is schedule, work, life, travel,
All of it.
wherever.
The ability to be flexible, the ability to bend and twist and not have to predetermine and stick to that as rigidly as possible, but having the ability to just mold myself. Like, I love to be able to create experiences for people that are flexible. For example, last Friday, I did a VIP coaching intensive day. I spent 5 hours with one person. I got to know her very, very well, and I created a day that was just for her. For example, she is a world famous, I won't say world famous, but she's played professional volleyball, beach volleyball. Okay. So I met her in volleyball gear and we played beach volleyball, okay. But I correlated it to her overcoming her fear of what she wanted to do. Mm. And it was a very powerful experience. And I had the flexibility to be able to curate and create that type of day for her because of my values that you just asked me about.
And so from an entrepreneur perspective, right? And I actually have somebody in mind. That's where the question is coming from here. How does your personal values align then with your business values? So are they going to be the same, or are there going to be different values for your person and different values for your business?
Great question. So they actually very much overlap. I would say the only ones I would add to, like, my overall overarching values for life are family, fun, freedom, and flexibility. Mm-hmm. So you can see that I kind of added some other things on there for the coaching piece, but family is paramount. That's everything. And I will drop everything business-wise for my family. So they have to be intertwined. In fact, you mentioned Tony Robbins in our CTR interview, mm-hmm. that one thing that he said that I love is there's no such thing as work-life balance. It's work-life integration.
Right.
Because if you integrate those important elements of your life, then there's no separation of the two. Like, for example, with him, he's created a business in a world where his wife travels with him. So right. He's never leaving her to go do his purpose. Right. Right. So for me, I love and live by that same notion that the two are integrated, that I live and conduct my business in such a way that it's my whole person.
Quick question. I know we're about to wrap up because I know you've got a lot of stuff to do and I want to honor your time. I noticed in your values, that you very quickly announced that they all started with F.
Yeah.
Was that by design so you'll always be able, so it's a simple recall when that question is asked?
No, it just sort of happened that way.
Oh, I guess you've noticed that too.
I have, yeah. Like okay. Freedom, fun, flexibility. The only one that does not start with an F is love, but I could start it with F for love. Love. Give me your love.
Or you could say friendship, because friendship is full of love. Friendship is the embodiment of love.
That's beautiful. I like that.
Totally it.
Yeah.
Bridgette, again, I cannot thank you enough, not just for what you've done for me, and on a personal level, forget today's show, but just on a personal level. My wife knows all about you. She knows my respect for you. She might even be calling you sometime too.
I look forward to it.
Yeah. And I've encouraged her to, but anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for how selfless you are and how compassionate and sincerely and genuinely in connection or in synergy with whoever it is you come in contact with. It's genuine. You can feel it. And I just want to thank you for that. And I want to thank you for your input into the world. So we're about to wrap up. So here again, is there anything you'd like to input? Make sure that you tell people how to find you.
Of course. First of all, thank you, Ivan. You have been such a pleasure to meet and to know. And I thank you so much for sharing your heart and for sharing you unafraid and courageously. The work that you're doing, especially around men and vulnerability, will turn this world on its head, and it's something that's so necessary and so needed. So thank you for you. Thank you for being you, and thank you for having me on the show today. It's been such an honor, and I'm blessed to be here. To find me, I am on Instagram and Facebook at Bridgette the Go Coach. Bridgette spelled Bridgette, the Go Coach, and then my website is bridgettethegocoach.com. And I do have a parting words, and I want to share one of my favorite poems that says so much. It's by Marianne Williamson, who wrote the book, A Course in Miracles. And so here's the quote. Okay. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, you're not to be. You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
Very well put. Very beautiful. I can resonate with a lot of that. Yeah. So again, I want to thank you, Bridgette. And I want to thank you, the listeners. Please, by all means, subscribe to the show. You can find me at ivanhunt.com. You can email me at coach@ivanhunt.com. What else? I got a podcast, this podcast, and I got the audio podcast. And that should be about it that I can think of right off the top of my head. Hey, this is me, Ivan Hunt, the host of Keep It Moving. Peace.